What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It is the only sports podcast. That's right, the only sports podcast. I'm Will. That's Casino over there. How we doing today, Casino?
I'm doing okay. However, I have realized that my athletic days are pretty much past me. I can still go to the gym and do those things, but I just watched a clip of Wembenyama. Did you see that where he kicked the balls out of the hoop?
Yeah.
Like, I don't care how tall he is, but that's so athletic for just a big lanky dude just to be like, I'm gonna crane kick these 3 balls stuck in this basketball hoop like it's nobody's business. I watched that, my heart sunk to the ground. I was already having a little problem last night. My indoor soccer team, they're asking if I was coming to come out and play, but my leg is not there yet, and I'm just, like, thinking about that last night, and then I see this video. God, man, it makes me sad. Time
I
to start
know.
coaching, I guess. I don't know. Uh,
Yeah. We're
besides that, how are
finally
you?
No, we're finally getting to those ages where it's like, yeah, I'll go play catch with my son and we'll go play football. And now it'll get to the point where I'm like, all right, I can't throw anymore. Like my arm's just gone. It's dead. So I have so much more
It
respect for
I
guys like Brady or Aaron Rodgers, where it's like they're older than me still and still playing at like
Yeah,
elite
so,
levels.
Rivers
And
going out there doing what he did, super impressed. Like,
yeah.
watching my dad, because he coached us in baseball growing up, his 3 boys, and just watching going from my older brother through me and then to my little brother, just like those little pitching drills, watching his arm go from, like, a great throw to, like, now just like this. I'm like, "Yeah, I get it, dad. I understand you now. I'm sorry for giving you shit for so many years."
Yeah, it's one of those things where as you get older, you're just like, man, I'm like you're looking at the other old guys when you're a kid and you're just like, "Dad, why can't you do this? Why can't you do that?" And then you get older and your kids are now saying that to you and you're just like, time comes for us all. It's undefeated, Casino. It's undefeated.
Besides looking inwards and crying, I'm doing good, doing good.
I'll tell you what, on my movie channel, go check it out. William J.R. Wilson, go check out. I'm about to upload my 10 favorite movies of the year. There is this movie that is on Netflix. It's a Netflix original. It made my top 10. It's called Train Dreams. If you want to be the saddest you've ever been in your entire
No,
life,
I'm good.
and
I can't
as a
handle those.
man, if you want to just have this like profound experience where you're just trying to grapple with growing older and manhood and all that kind of stuff, watch
I'm
that
good.
movie
I'm
because
good. I don't
dear
need those kind
lord.
of movies, man. Especially now since I've had kids, I've turned into the biggest goddamn sap. Like, everything just makes me emotional, dude. I'm no
Yeah,
joke.
dude.
Just, like, everything makes me emotional. It's the absolute worst. I can't stand it.
Oh,
Ugh.
I'll tell you what, man. It is brutal. It is, but again, it's a very good movie. So anybody check out Train Dreams. That's the
Yeah.
recommendation for today. But
Ah,
today, Casino, we are here to not only talk about Wild Card Weekend, but we also have some college football playoffs as well, which is
yeah,
where
buddy.
we are going to start with college football.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Here we go. It's here.
we have the Fiesta Bowl and the Peach Bowl. So they put these games on
Them
Thursday night and
fuzzy
Friday
peach
night.
bowls.
You love the Peach Bowl. So when it comes to these games, this is to play in the college football championship, which is on Monday, January 19th. So first up, we have the underdogs. Actually, a game of two underdogs. Number 10, Miami Hurricanes at number 6, Ole Miss. Who you got in this one, Casito?
Oh man, this is gonna be fun. I'm cheering for Ole Miss because I want the whole Lane Kiffin situation. I want Ole Miss to go out there and kick ass. Miami is favored. It opened up at 3.5 for Miami. It's currently at 3, or it opened up at 3. It's currently at 3.5. Um, th- I, the over under is pretty intense to me because it's 52. 52 and a half currently, opened at 51 and a half. And I'm saying that, and I'm surprised to see that because of how good Miami's defense is. And I
Mhm.
think if Miami wants a chance to win this game, it's going to be their defense because we can see that the Rebels, they can score points. They got a lot of grit. I man, this is tough because you want to see Miami go just because everybody's like they shouldn't have been there, right? It should have been, or arguably Notre Dame, even though they beat Notre Dame, or the Alabama issue.
Yeah.
But what Miami's doing with their defense is phenomenal. But I'm going to jump on that I'm going to go with my heart on this one, right? I'm going to jump on that Ole Miss bandwagon. Also, Ole Miss has always had a special place in my heart. Why? Because we're from Vegas, UNLV alumni. That they're also rebels. We're rebels. Yes, I'm stretching there, but I have a soft spot for Ole Miss. I'm like, yeah, fellow rebels, let's go.
No, I've always liked
I'm
Ole
cheering.
Miss. I've always liked Ole Miss because their powder blue uniforms are maybe the best uniforms in college
Those are
football.
good.
Those are so
good.
pretty. They're so
Those
nice.
are good. But regardless, I don't. Whoever comes out of this game would be great. Obviously, I would like to see Ole Miss because I don't know if they've been there before. Again, I'm not huge on the college ball. I'm learning with the college ball, but you know, I just don't want to see the Ducks get in. We'll get into that game, but I would love to see Ole Miss and Indiana. I just think that would be wonderful for college football. I know everybody would hate it, but I would love it just as a football fan. So I'm going Ole Miss because I think they'll be able to get through that Miami defense enough to win this game.
I honestly think the matchup I'm rooting for the most is either Miami or Ole Miss against Indiana. I think Oregon is the odd man out in these four teams where I just have no interest in seeing, especially this Oregon team in the finals. I just am not. I guess they're just the least captivating, the least amount of storylines.
We've seen them there before. We've seen them go there before. Everybody knows Oregon's a good team. You know, Miami hasn't. They've been around, but they haven't been, to the show in a good while. And
well, the craziest thing about Indiana is when I saw this stat, I thought they were talking about, within a certain amount of time, within a certain period, all that kind of stuff. Indiana, in their entire program's history, has won 3 bowl games. 3. In the entire history of Indiana, they've been to and won 3 bowl games. Not been to, but won 3 bowl games. So in this playoff run, they could potentially, because we obviously call this the Peach Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, all that kind of stuff. In this run, they could literally tie their entire franchise's entire school's history for bowl wins, which is just insane. And I do think Indiana, led by the Heisman Trophy winner, is just the best team in the nation. I really do think they're so far and above the other teams that I think if Oregon beats them, it'll just be one of those things where everybody will be like, oh, that kind of sucks. Like, I really do feel like the nation now is rooting for Indiana. I feel like the nation is also rooting for Ole Miss because of the whole Lane Kiffin thing and how that team's fighting and how that last game happened. But I do think there is a really compelling game there if it was underdog Miami at number 10 going to number 1 Indiana and playing in the college football final, where it's like the storied, always good, best players in college football history. Some of the best players in NFL history have all come from Miami, even the coaches, if you think about Jimmy Johnson. So I do still think there would be that, Miami's the underdog. Indiana's clearly the best team, but the histories and programs would have it be the other way, where it's, Indiana's this underdog. The Miami program has been kind of a mainstay in just the upper echelon of college football for, since the 70s, 80s, all that kind of stuff. So in the first game, I'm going with, you know what? I should have went with Miami the last time. I'm going with Miami this time.
That'd be great.
I think it's going to be Miami, Indiana in the college football final. And you're going Ole Miss, Indiana?
Yeah.
All right. So you're going Ole Miss. I'm going Miami and Indiana.
Yeah, so it opened up for the Hoosiers at -4. Now it's -3.5. Playing at home against, I know the Ducks, like they're a good team, but what the Indiana has, from what I've watched, they have, a good offense, a good defense. We've seen that. They're 14-0 for a reason, but they have a fight in them I mean, you saw it in that Penn State game. I was at my daughter's dance studio watching that game with the owner of the dance studio, and like we're glued to the TV. This little girl needed help. Like her mom went off to get coffee, bad on that mom. And like she was like, okay, like we'll just hang out back here behind the desk, color or whatnot. And so he was taking care of that situation, but he kept looking back up at the TV, and I loved every second of it. So yeah, that game was so good. Their grit, their fight, being able to come back in games when they're down. I'm going to take Indiana all the way. Even if they have to play the Rebels or the Hurricanes, it's going to be the Hoosiers. With Ohio State out, it's theirs. It's theirs. And if they don't win it, not good. Not good. That's not how you want to end your Heisman winning quarterback season. Like that's not how you want to go out.
Well, Ohio State clearly had the best defense in the league by like a wide margin in terms of yards per game, yards total they were allowing. But Indiana is the second best defense in the entire college football.
And I think a lot had to do with who they played too, though.
Yeah, no, that's true. But they also have a top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They also have a top 7 offense in this league. So I just think blow for blow on both sides of the ball, Indiana is clearly the best team in this playoffs. I think Oregon, again, we've seen more exciting. We've seen better Oregon teams in this very position that end up losing. So this Oregon team,
it's the Oregon MO. But I had some Oregon fans at the bar the other day, and I did say to them, I was like, you know what, though? You're dogs. Normally you're favored and you lose those games. You're dogs in this game. You might win. Because that's the Oregon's MO, right? Is, they're supposed to win by 10 points, a touchdown to 10 points, whatever it may be. And then they lose by 20. And you're like, how did that happen? Oh, it's Oregon. That's their thing. That's what they do. And the guy totally agreed with me. And so the Ducks might have a shot just because they are dogs.
Well, we also thought the Oregon devastating defeat in the playoffs would happen last week. Maybe it happens this week. We don't know. I mean, that is their MO. Charlie U3D9Q says Ole Miss and Indiana. Again, I'm fine with either Ole Miss or Miami as long as it's Indiana. I have no interest if it's Oregon. Just no interest whatsoever. But
again, I'm going on the rebel take here. Let's go, fellow rebels. Let's go.
But now that we have talked about college football, it is time to talk about Wild Card Weekend Casino. I don't have a jingle, but Wild Card Weekend is here. There we have with the cards. Wild Card.
But what's wild?
The cards.
What card? Is all of them wild? Normally it's
two. Two.
Yeah, normally
twos are wild. I'm not a big card guy, even though I love
playing cards.
I'll tell you what, when we were on the cruise, all of our entertainment came, not all of our entertainment, but most of our entertainment came from playing 31. You ever play that card game? Oh, it's so good.
There's a lot of different card games. I've played I've played 64. I don't know if you know that game. Like it might be the same thing. Do you just have to have like books and runs?
No. This one, you have to have 31 of the same set or same suit. So it's like you go around and you drop one card, you pick one card up, and you usually play for like dollars or.
So what you're saying is I'm having to count 31 of the same suit. Not going to happen.
Yeah, it's good.
That I'm just going to be sitting there doing this the whole time.
No, you only have 3 cards. You can only have 3 cards. I'll teach you. It's good. But we are here. We are here talking about Wild Card Weekend Casino. Before we dive into the individual games, I think looking back, I was looking at past year's wild cards. I think this is the best Wild Card Weekend we have had for, as long as I can remember, because I went back a good 10, 15 years. I don't think any wildcard weekend compares to this one because, again, usually wildcard weekends are, especially now that we've eliminated the second round bye or the second bye where it's just the number 1 seed. Now you're pretty much seeing every good team just playing every good team. Where in the past, it was always kind of like, okay, wild card team, it's the good team versus the bad team. Let's wait till the divisional round. Now it just feels like not only are these teams also close to each other, but these are damn good matchups. Like
I'm
these
excited.
would be the marquee matchups if they were happening any other week. Like all
Right.
these games would be.
I'm thoroughly excited to see 3 of them. I'm scared of one of them, and one I won't really care to watch. So,
Yeah.
let's dive into it.
Well, even in the one you don't care to watch, it's the Monday night game, obviously. That's when you're talking about. Even in that one, it's like you can make a case for either or. You could make
Mm.
a case for either of them wins. You're not
Oh,
saying
yeah.
I have no interest in it because of what is it? Because it's going to be one good team blowing out a bad team. You have no interest because both the
It
teams
actually
are
wasn't the Monday night game. I actually am excited to see that because
really.
I think it'll be close. I said 1 too little of games. I was talking more of the LA Rams. So I'm excited for 4,
Hmm.
scared about 1, and there's 1 game that I don't care about. No, I mean, if we're gonna start it, let's start it with Monday night. Let's work backwards. Monday Night Football, I'm excited for this. Why? I know it's gonna be a low scoring game with the Steelers, with the Texans, but it's gonna be close. It's gonna be close, and I am excited to see this. I wanna see what Rodgers can do in the playoffs. Um, he had a really good half. That's his thing, right? He's kind of this year. He's been having good halves, having bad halves, good games, bad games. But I'm really excited to see what he can do Monday night against a good defense. I don't want to see the Steelers organization wakes up because with the firing of Harbaugh, right? That was
Mhm.
that was Tomlin. That if they didn't win that game, Tomlin would have been gone. Like I still think Tomlin might be gone if he loses this game. So it is very interesting. I want to see if they're going to fight for their coach. And this is going to be fun. I think it's going to be fun. I know Houston doesn't have much of a shot just because their offense isn't doing that well. It's kind of sputtered this entire season. And the only reason they're 12-5 is because they have that good defense that's keeping teams, scoring 14, 15 points, whatever it may be. So yeah, no, I am excited to see this. This is going to be a fun game to watch.
Yeah. You know what's so funny is that the Texans actually ended the season having the number 1 total defense in the entire league.
Mhm.
The Broncos finished second. The difference was exactly 1 yard. Exactly 1 yard is the difference why the Texans finished the season as the number 1 defense instead of the Broncos. So that's
Congratulations.
crazy. Yeah. So the Texans finished the season as the number 1 defense. But again, this is really going to be a discussion about if this Texans offense can do anything because they finished the season as the 18th best in total offense. The Steelers finished as 25th in total offense. And for some reason, I still have much more confidence in the
I was
Steelers
going to say
offense.
I much rather see or I believe more in the Pittsburgh offense. And yes, that's weird saying because it's Rodgers. Ugh, gross. But yeah, I just every time I watch Houston's offense play, I'm not into it. Just not into it.
No.
Maybe that's a quarterback issue. I don't know what's going on.
Well, it's just again, I've been a Davis Mills guys the entire season. You know this, and it just
Mhm.
becomes one of those things where when you watch CJ Stroud, even in that game, what they had 2 weeks ago, where it was like CJ Stroud's back. He's thrown for 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's got like 80% completion percentage. Literally after those first 4 passes where he had that crazy stat line, he threw 2 interceptions and like 100 more yards, didn't sniff the end zone for the rest of the game. So it's like even in his best game he's had in 2 months, that happened in 4 passes. Everything after that was just a nothing burger. So you look at what is it, how good the Texans defense is. The Steelers defense is middle of the road. Their offense is one of the top 10 worst offenses in the league. And there's still a part of me that just goes, I feel like the Steelers got this even though the Texans clearly have the better defense and statistically the better offense.
Yeah. So I'm going the other way because it sounds like you're going with the Steelers. I'm going Houston. And Steelers are at home. Houston's favored in this. And I'm totally fine with that. I think that Houston defense being number one in the league, I don't care if it's by a yard, that Houston off the defense is going to get to Rodgers early in this game. They know what they have to do with Rodgers, and it's fluster him, right? When you fluster Aaron Rodgers, he gets off his game so fast,
Yeah.
and that's going to happen. That is 100% going to happen. If this defense can hold them to 7 to 10 points, hold the Steelers 7 to 10 points going into half, even if they're right there at the same, I think that is going to frustrate Aaron Rodgers enough to kind of throw him all out of whack.
The funny thing is, I'm making the case for it's the Steelers, but I wrote down the Texans because I just think
Could be the Texans.
that old adage, the defense wins championships, that's just what's going to happen. Like the Texans,
Well, they're not going to win championships. They're going defenses win wild card weekend.
That is, yeah. And especially against Aaron Rodgers, who, again, we've seen him be more mobile than I think people thought he would be, but it's not like
that has impressed me. I will say he has impressed me with his, his legs at 43 years old. Like pretty impressed with what he's been doing.
Well, it's also one of those things where you look at what the Steelers did against the Ravens. And again, you go back and watch that game. The Ravens ran all over them. They were passing all over them. They had more time of possession, all that kind of stuff. And then the Steelers win basically because they missed a field goal. Like the Ravens missed a field goal. So it's not like they came out of this must-win game and you were impressed with anything the Steelers did. Like, it's just, again, the Texans defense way better than the Ravens defense. The Texans offense way worse than the Ravens offense. So this is just going to be an ugly, close game. Charlie's back. He says Texans because I think they had a tough schedule and hold their own. Well, also, that's the thing where when we think of hard smash mouth, divisions, we think of AFC North. The AFC South this year has been way more physical and way harder than the AFC North has been. So again, Texans coming out of that
theoretically
division.
that last game, the Panthers or not, the Steelers Ravens, you should have seen some guys going out in carts, man. Like that's what you expected from those two franchises, right?
No, and then instead, it was just kind of a wishy-washy game. But again, Texans, I probably going to pick them to lose no matter who they play in the second round. But for this first round, I'll go with the Texans. So next up, Casino, if we're working our way backwards, that means we're going to Sunday night, which is your team, 11-6 Chargers at your 14-3 New England Patriots in Foxborough. I know who you got, but explain why you're picking the Patriots.
Yeah. Why I'm picking the Patriots is that offense. That offense is way too good. I know the Chargers got a pretty damn good defense, but every good defense that the Patriots have played this year, they've been putting up numbers. They have been putting up numbers 25 to 35 points against those defenses. I'm not scared of any defense the Patriots have to play this season. It's the offense that I'm scared about. But with Herbert having a messed up hand, again, I know it says non-throwing hand, obviously, but that offensive line is not good for the Chargers. I think the Patriots will get it done. Their run game is starting to click. Ramondre Stevenson is holding on to the football. And just the last three games, obviously I'm watching these games really closely. Ramondre Stevenson's cuts have been something I've never seen him do before as a professional football player. He is juking people right out of their socks. Like, I don't know if you've watched any of it, but he is making clear cuts that are, it kind of scares me that he's going to I don't want to go there, but the running game looks good. The passing game we already know is elite because Drake might get the MVP. We'll see. I'm not worried about the Chargers. The one thing that the Patriots, they've got to fix is still that run game. I know Malik Willis came back, but not having Spillane, who's the leading tackler, not having Tunga in there, who is pretty much the guy that just gobbles up that center when it comes to the run game, the opposing run game. Those players, they look like they might be coming back. And if they do, it's all said and done. But I still think even if those players don't play, I'm still going to pick the Patriots. And I think the line is pretty good at -3.5 for the Pats. I would probably give it closer to like 6, but personally, but I think a touchdown is right where it's about to be.
Yeah, I think the more you look at this game, the more you have to lean towards the Patriots because, again, the Chargers defense is great, but they're also banged up. Their offense, Herbert's banged up, and we've never seen him, even at full health, we've never seen him be, a top tier all-star quarterback in the playoffs to
No,
begin
he's
with.
not. Yeah, I was going to say he's not a good playoff quarterback.
No, and that's one of those things where you always say that and people get mad, and it's just like, I'll stop saying that when he has a good playoff game.
Yeah.
Like, show me when he has a good playoff game, and I'll say he's a good playoff quarterback. But the last playoff game we saw him in, he threw 4 interceptions.
Like, you have some all-time really great quarterbacks, right? Tony Romo, not a playoff quarterback. Lamar Jackson, not a playoff quarterback. It happens.
I would dare say Peyton Manning was never a good playoff quarterback.
I would agree.
He had that 1 year with the Colts. That one time he won the Super Bowl with Denver, his stats were awful. They won.
He couldn't throw the football. He couldn't throw the football more than 10 yards. If he threw it 9, it was getting. He tried to throw it 11 yards. It's going 10 yards. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's only 10 yards. That was his cap.
Yeah. Dare I say, I know this pissed off our Steelers fan who was a Rodgers fan last episode, but dare I say Aaron Rodgers is not a good playoff quarterback. So again, I just think
he doesn't want to be. Remember?
Yeah, he wants to
be. His whole thing was, I want to win MVPs. And that was one of the greatest things Gronk doesn't say a lot of great things, but one of the greatest things he's like, when Rodgers said that, he's like, I don't know what he's talking about. I'm out here to win Super Bowls, not MVPs, or, paraphrasing. I love that. Like, that was so great. And because that's what Rodgers kind of seems like he cares about, MVPs. Lamar Jackson, he's kind of fallen into that. He doesn't mean to be in that because he wants to win Super Bowls.
He's there by default.
He's there by default. And I think he's going to stay there. We'll get into all of that after we get through these games. We'll talk about some coaching and the Ravens in particular.
Well, also, Charlie's back. He says, do the Patriots have any injuries?
Oh, yeah.
You as the Patriots guy.
Oh, yeah, they have multiple injuries. Jared Wilson, their left guard, still out. And then, like I said, the 2 guys that basically run that defense outside of Milton Williams on the line, who is now back. You have Tonga and Spillane out, who are Spillane leading tackler, and then Tonga is the guy that pretty much just gobbles up that entire run game of team. If they don't, that's why the Patriots went from the best run defense in the entire league, and then you had these 3 guys starting to get hurt. And Williams was out for Milton Williams was out for as long as he was. He had to go on IR. And then Tonga was like missing a game back and forth. Same with Spillane. They went to I think it was a 28th, run defense. So, so once, that's my only worry going. And if they want to get through these playoffs, they need to get that run defense figured out. And if they do, I do think the Pats can go far into the playoffs, but it's gonna come down to that. If these 2 to 3 players can stay healthy on defense, because I'm not worried about offense. The offense, not worried about it. Drake May is making, even no matter what happens, even with Stephon Diggs having his issues and all of that, and his arraignments 2 days before the AFC Championship game. Even if they get to the AFC Championship game and he's not able to play, whether he goes on the commissioner's exempt list or whatever it may be, I'm not worried about losing any receivers because Drake May is going to make Kyle Williams. He's going to make Chisholm. He's going to make all these rookie wide receivers look good. He already has done that. So it's very Tom Brady-esque of him, or, these elite quarterback-esques where they make other players better in their presence. And that is, yes, that might be me getting down on my knees for Drake May, but I don't care. He's showing that he can do that. He's showing that he can do that. And the league knows that. So we'll see.
You're glazing from your knees.
I'm glazing from my knees. That was so funny. And that was the comments of the best.
You know what's so funny? I put that as a clip, and that is maybe, I think, our most watched clip on YouTube or TikTok. So go check that out. That was funny.
But yeah, so that's where I'm worried about is the Pats run defense still being a bit banged up and a couple of the players out. If they can get that figured out, I'm not worried about the Pats. And against the Chargers, not worried about the Chargers. If they have to play the Bills, if they have to play the Jaguars, extremely nervous. Nervous. And I would probably lean other ways than the Pats.
Honestly, I think the best first round matchups we could have got were Chargers, Bills, and then Jaguars, Patriots. I think those
I would
would
have
have
lost my
been.
mind. I do not want to. I do not. I'm hoping the Bills can get it done because, like, if the Bills get it done and then other things happen seeding wise, right? That the Patriots might not have to play either one of those two teams, and I'm hoping that is
Yeah.
the case. But I don't think it's going to work out that way.
Well, no. If next week, if the Jaguars won, you guys would play them because
Yes.
4-5 would go
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah,
Denver.
yeah, yeah. But if
So,
the Bills would have to win, and then the
oh, then the Bills would go play the Broncos, and then you would
Broncos
play the winner of
play
the Monday
winner.
night game.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So
Oh,
I'm
we'll get to
hoping
that.
it goes that route. So
Uh,
I'm actually cheering for the Bills in this one, even though I'm going to be picking. We'll get to that game, but I will be
well,
picking
actually,
the
we're
other
getting to
direction.
that game right now
Let's
because
go.
that's the
I'm
next
picking
game.
Jaguars. I'm picking Jaguars. And I'm cheering for the Bills for multiple reasons. Okay. I want to see Josh Allen do well. I I've been saying for like the last year and a half, it might be their coach. It might be starting at the top because they're not being able to get. But Josh Allen is out there. He won MVP last year. He's playing like Superman when he can this year. And when he's not, you saw it when he wasn't up to top tier, and I forget which game it was. But they lost that game. And if he's not playing Superman, this team does not look good, right? He
No.
doesn't have a lot of weapons on receivers. And instead of trying to make the rookie receivers look good, he's just going to use his legs. He's going to beat you there. Cook has played well. This defense, though, you could kind of throw all over him. So yeah, I'm worried for the Bills. I want them to play better, but I'm going to have to lean with I'm going to have to lean with the Jags. And the fact that it opened up and it still is -1.5 for Buffalo going into Jacksonville, I do not understand. I would be pissed if I was Jacksonville, just the fans, the players, the whole organization. Um, I don't agree with this at all, and I don't want to see the Jags in the playoffs, so I'm really hoping that the Bills can get it done. But I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are just one of the hottest, if not the hottest team in the league right now.
Now, I will say the two things the Bills have going for them, well, really three things. Obviously, Josh Allen, James Cook finished the season as the league leader in rushing yards,
Yep.
and the
Stellar.
Bills defense finished as the #1 passing defense in the entire league. So I will say,
I just feel like
Bills
everybody can just
definitely
pass
have-
on them. I don't know, man. Maybe that's just my team.
the Bills, again, on paper, this is a shockingly good Bills team. And then when you watch the games, you're just like, man, something's missing for this Bills team. Now, again, it might be a dominant pass catcher for Josh Allen. It might be a true #1 wide receiver who obviously they haven't had since Diggs left. But again, I just feel like we see so many all-pro wide receivers who are unhappy in their situations. It's just weird that in the entire Josh Allen, run he's had with the Bills, they just can't find a way to get a #1 wide receiver there since Diggs left. It just seems like such a gaping hole that's missing for this team. But again, if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars, you're without question the hottest team in the league right now, because I think you have just blown the doors off and have just stomped onto, the stage in front of everybody. And now everybody's like, where the hell did this Jaguars team come from? And then again, it's kind of polar opposite. On paper, you look at the Bills and you're like, top 5 offense, #1 passing defense, MVP of the league from last year. This team should win. And the Jaguars, nothing really on paper is impressive for the Jaguars. But then you watch these games and you're like, Trevor Lawrence is playing really good. They have a top 10 rushing offense. Their defense is much better than you think it would be. And we have, every comment right now, it's Mr. Hugo says Jaguars, Charlie says Jaguars, Mr. Hugo again says Jacksonville, but I'm a little concerned Jerry and Jones didn't practice today and they are already thin at corner. But again, when you play the Bills, you're not really worried about the wide receivers. You're just worried about Josh Allen. So if you can contain Josh Allen, like that becomes, where you shut down Superman, or not even Superman. You make him just play a little bit below Superman, and you're most likely going to win the game, which I
Yeah.
think Jacksonville is fully capable of doing. So,
And you know what? I think coaching, again, I'm having an issue with I think the issue with Buffalo is their coaching. I do think McDermott, this is more him. I think his job is on the line. Josh Allen, you got something special there. You're not going to get rid of him. But this right now, if you lose this game, I do think you'll have another vacancy at coach. And I know everybody was shocked. I was listening to the radio, and I don't know how. You and I saw it
don't know
clear as
either.
day about Harbaugh. But
Yeah.
McDermott, if you lose this game, how can he not be gone? Like, how can he not be gone? You've got to get that figured out, right?
Yeah.
I don't like a lot of his time management skills. And
Well, that was the whole thing with
coaching,
Harbaugh. That was all. You could make
oh,
the same arguments with
yeah,
Harbaugh that you can make with McDermott.
that's why, and everybody might be shocked if Sean McDermott, they lose this game and he's fired. I'm not going to be shocked. I was not shocked about John getting fired, not at all.
No.
But just
That
not
was
at
also
all.
a weird thing. I keep seeing all these clips where it's like, I'm shocked that the Ravens got
Well, a
rid
lot
of
of people
Harbaugh.
are like,
It's
"Whoa,
we talked
who are they
about
going to
it.
get? Who are they going to bring in?" There's people out there, they're going to bring in somebody else. Yes, I know getting rid of Harbaugh. I mean, his name, his family, they are a staple in the National Football League, right? People know their name, and they are good coaches. I heard apparently that he got like minutes after he got fired and let go.
Yeah,
He
every
got
team contacted him. Yeah.
apparently like 7 teams contacted him, which is funny because there's only 6 vacancies right now. But I'm wondering if that 7th might be somebody like the Bills calling in, being like, "Hey, just in
Yeah.
case." And you know, he's going to be able to get a job wherever he wants. He's
Mhm.
going to John Harbaugh is going to go get a job, and probably Sean McDermott as well if this goes south. But I think it's going to, and I think Liam Cohen is going to run this game, manage the clock better. He's in the conversation for Coach of the Year with the likes of Vrabel, Ben Johnson, Shanahan, McVay, like all these other coaches that are having good seasons, either bringing their teams from nothing to something like Cohen has, or dealing with injuries like Shanahan has. So I'm all for the Jaguars winning this game. I really hope the Bills win this game, but yeah, I do think it's Jacksonville, and I don't understand how they're still currently like I don't understand the bettors.
Underdogs.
I don't understand the bettors. I thought when this came out that it was -1.5 for the Bills. That I was like, okay, this is going to correct itself pretty quick. Bets are going to come in, money's going to come in. It is not. It has currently not, and I don't understand it. I
No,
don't
I don't either.
understand it. Maybe people just
Mr.
don't want to bet this game. I don't get
See,
that,
I feel
but
like it's that.
yeah,
Mr. Ego says if they don't win it all, McDermott needs to go. They're wasting Allen's prime. I mean,
all
that
of
was
it.
the same. That was the same argument you could make for Harbaugh. Like
Well, I
Harbaugh,
mean,
and
Lamar
again,
Jackson, yes and no, because Lamar Jackson, he is declining. He's just had another injury, right? He's 29 today, actually. He just turned 29 today, and he's just not as mobile as he used to be. And
or he just
there's
chooses
all
not to be. He
yeah,
just chooses not to run.
he, he
Yeah.
he may choose not to be and may not want to run, but whatever it may be, he's not as elusive. He's not running like he did when he was 23, 24 years old. Um, and but you still have Josh Allen willing to do that. If the time to get a new coach in there, like if you lose this, it's now. It is now. If they don't, at bare minimum, make the Super Bowl, I still think Sean McDermott is out. If they go to the AFC Championship and lose, Sean McDermott, you're out. In my mind, you are out. There are plenty of other coaches out there. John Harbaugh, he's right there.
But see,
He can go.
Harbaugh's that feels like just like a slide, like you're just going like you're going horizontal. Like you're McDermott and Harbaugh, again, they have the same issues where it's just like
No,
bad time
I
management,
get it. No, I get it. I
all
get
pro
it. But
quarterback, and
you
just
might
yeah.
I get that, but you might have, just change of scenery helps a lot, right? I mean, what if these coaches, if Sean McDermott does get fired, what if they just switch, right? What if they just switch and they just go that route? That could be a possibility. I don't know.
Well,
But
it does. I feel like much more than McDermott. John Harbaugh feels like kind of the Andy Reid in this situation, where it's like it made perfect sense for both the Eagles and Andy Reid to part when they did. And then since both of them parted, Andy Reid went on to win 3 Super Bowls, Eagles went on to win 2 Super Bowls. So it was like it was a mutual kind of parting of ways, kind of ran your course.
Gotta step
Both
away
of
for a
them
sec.
had success without the other one afterwards, after they had so much success together. And it just kind of feels like that's where, what is it? That's kind of where, what is it, the John Harbaugh of it all comes in, where it's like, yeah, he might not have been the perfect fit in Baltimore. That doesn't mean he's a bad coach, and that doesn't mean he won't go somewhere else and have much more success. And who knows, the Ravens, maybe this was the only thing holding them back. And then all of a sudden they're a Super Bowl winning team within the next 2 years with Lamar Jackson. So again, I think in retrospect, this will be looked at like the Andy Reid move, which is just both sides will kind of come out winning of it. And then Mr. Hugo says Buffalo needs an offensive minded coach. Well, that's been always the thing. That is just this weird thing where teams keep hiring defensive coordinators and head coaches and then having no success in a league where all the rules, all the I guess just all the rules, all the kind of games are geared towards the offensive side of the ball, even though these wild card playoffs, we have pretty much everyone who has a good defense in. Outside of what the Saints have a top 10 defense and the Browns. Oh, and the Vikings. So outside of those 3 teams, all the other teams in the top 10, in the top, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, in the top 13, the rest of those teams, all with 13 best defenses, are in the playoffs. So there you go. While Casino is away tending to, I think he said his kids. I don't know. I didn't hear him. Let's move on to the next game, which is maybe the most lopsided game in terms of betting, in terms of what we think is going to happen in this game. The next game we're talking about is the 12-5 LA Rams at the 8-9 Carolina Panthers. I think the only game you can look at of this wild card slate and just be like, if this is potentially a blowout, it's potentially the worst game. Thoughts on this one, Casino?
So when I was listening to Colin driving around today, J-Mac said apparently this plus 10.5 for Panthers hosting this playoff game is the largest for a home team in playoff history, which, yeah, I could see that. This is going to be an absolute just ass kicking. And I don't understand how people are not just throwing money at this game. I know the Panthers took care of the Rams in the regular season, but that was just one of very few games that Stafford didn't look great in. And they somehow still almost won that game. And that's because the Panthers are not that good. Panthers had to have 3 takeaways. I think it was 4, almost 4, something like that, if I recall right. But the Rams, they're going to wake up. They're just going to go out there and put up a clean 35, 42 points on them like it's nobody's business. Apparently, Devontae Adams should be back for this game. That is, that's going to be huge.
Yeah.
And they're just going to destroy the Panthers. They're going to walk all over them. And I'm sorry. I like Bryce Young. I don't think he's going to be a long-term franchise quarterback. I think he's kind of that guy that's going to get your organization turned around, but they will find somebody to come in there and replace him. He's too short, and that sucked. You can't
tiny. He's tiny.
You can't play. Tom Brady was on some show, and he was talking about the quarterbacks that have gone to the Super Bowl or have made it far in the playoffs. Like, they are at least like 6'4.5" or like 6'4", 6'5". Like, you have to be tall, and it's stats, right? You just kind of have to be tall to go far in the playoffs. You need to be strong. You need to be able to take a beating. You need to be elusive, see over the offensive line. That's why that experiment with Kyler Murray down in Arizona hasn't worked out, regardless how quick he is around the corners. But I like Bryce Young, but he's not, going to be the long-term guy for the Panthers. I think the Panthers, what they're doing is great. They got Dowdle on a steal. Like, I'm happy that the Panthers made it. Yes, they're 8-9, and they're going to get absolutely destroyed by the Rams. Stafford might win the MVP. It's just going to be a game that I don't really want to watch at all.
Yeah, well, you look at the stats.
It's going to be on. I'm going to watch it, but I don't want to watch it.
Well, you look at the stats for these teams, and the crazy thing is the Rams defense was supposed to take this monumental leap this year where it was supposed to be Jared Verse, was supposed to be the replacement for Aaron Donald after what he did in that Philadelphia playoff game last year. And then the Rams defense has been suspect. It's been kind of mediocre this year, none more evident than what it finished the regular season at. The Rams finished the regular season with their defense tied with the Panthers as the 17th total defense in the league. So in this game, both the Panthers and Rams are the same defense. The difference being, because they break it down by yards, the difference being 0.3 yards. That's it. And they've allowed 4 less touchdowns. That's
and then
it.
you have so then it's like, okay, who do you want on offense? Do you want Bryce Young or Matthew Stafford, who is breaking MVP stats of previous years?
Well, that's the thing. You can read my mind, Casino, because then you look at total offense.
Whoa. Easy with those thoughts there, sir. Later.
Yeah, the Rams total offense is number 1 in the NFL. It finished as the number 1 total offense. The Panthers finished as the 27th total offense. Woo! So you go, well, their defenses are near identical in terms of yards and touchdowns they've allowed this year. What are their offenses? One is number 1, one is bottom 5. So yikes. Who do you think is going to win this game? It's going to be the probably reigning MVP in Matt Stafford and the LA Rams. And again, I think we don't do this for playoff games, but if we were picking blowout and worst game of the week, how are you not picking this game? This has to be.
I mean, now, I'm super. You said probably reigning. I'm super excited to see who wins this MVP, because if it's Stafford, he deserves every second of it. If it's Drake May, he deserves it too. And he's on my team. I don't know. This is gonna be great. I can't wait to see who wins this, and everybody's gonna freak out. But as a Patriot fan, I can justify either one of these guys, and both of them had a hell of a season.
Yeah, as neither a fan of either of the teams that these guys are on, I feel like if whoever wins it, you just be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I don't think there would be an uproar if it wasn't one of those two. If it was just a random third who came in, unless it was McCaffrey, then you would just be like, what are we doing here? But even McCaffrey kind of gave that award up in the last week of the season when he got under 50 yards rushing and receiving total. So when it comes to this game, I think we're trying to hype it up. But again, the only silver lining of why you think the Panthers could win
I'm gonna go golf.
Is you've already seen this Panthers team beat this Rams team. If you're a Panthers fan, that's literally all you're holding on to. But again, if you're the Rams, I feel like that gives you extra motivation to where if you had already crushed this Panthers team when you guys played during the regular season, it would be one of those things where you would go, oh, well, we're just overlooking the Panthers because we already crushed them. So I feel like that would help the Panthers. The Rams already beating the Panthers, or the Panthers already beat the Rams, I feel like helps the Rams because now they're looking at it like we got to get our revenge against this team that, destroyed us the first time. So Charlie says Rams, and then Mr. Hugo says, I'm confused at this for Casino. Why do you want Buffalo to win if you are a New England fan?
So I would rather see Buffalo win, because then that means the Pats wouldn't have to play the Jags. Right?
Yeah.
They wouldn't have to play. They would either get the Steelers or the Texans, and by golly gee, I'd much rather play them. I know the Steelers beat the Pats early on in the season in week 3, but the Pats had 5 turnovers, and they were driving to try to get a tying touchdown. Not worried about the Steelers at all. And the Texans defense doesn't scare me because the Patriots have destroyed good defenses all year. Panthers or playing the Jaguars. If it was Pats Jags, say the Jags, Patriots and Jaguars both get through, and that's the next matchup, I'm picking the Jags. They're a much better team. They are a complete team. The Patriots are still young, 100%. So, yeah, I want Bills to win. And plus, I have Bills friends, and I like Josh Allen. And to see him, I would like to see him try to get to a Super Bowl, man. If it's not the Pats, I would like it to be him.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Jaguars are sneaky the best team in the AFC, and everybody's kind of starting to realize that. So again, if Buffalo takes them out, then what we think is already this wide open wild card, weekend is then going into divisional round feels even more wide open, because I feel like the Bills are much more beatable than the Jaguars, and we've kind of seen that all season, even though the Bills, finished as one loss compared to the Jags. But again, the Jags feel like they've been on fire for 2 months now. So moving on to the next game, Casino, we have now, this is obviously my team. It is the 12-5 49ers traveling to the 11-6 Philadelphia Eagles.
You know what? I want to say one thing real quick. I am very impressed. I thought you were going to put this as your last game so you can rant forever.
No, we're going in order. We're going in order. This is the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the Sunday, or actually your game should have been after this, but they have it laid out on the NFL website. So weird. They have the Sunday morning game, Sunday night game, Monday night game, 2 Saturday games, and then the Eagles 49ers. I don't know why it's laid out like that. It's AFC, NFC, but but you're still not doing it in order. So for this game, my son is turning 5 years old. My son is turning 5 years old on Sunday. Sunday is his birthday, right? So for a month and a half, 2 months at this point, we have had his party scheduled for Sunday from 1 p.m. till 4 p.m. There's Casito's son. But for my son, we have had his party scheduled from 1 p.m. till 4 p.m. this
Thanks
Sunday
for the invite.
last month.
Dick.
Well, your kids can't go. Your kids they're not 5.
That's true.
Yeah, you have to be.
Thanks for the invite, Dick. I would have gone.
Well, yeah, but we're doing.
I like your kids.
I mean, you can still come. It's just for the kids we had to pay for. But the what is it? So the kids have to be 5 because it's some slime party thing and it's a liability. I don't know. But I'm going to be around all these 5-year-olds. Around all these parents, specifically during the one game I want to watch. And they could have, the NFL could have put this game Sunday morning, Sunday night, Saturday, Monday. None of those times I would have had an issue.
I mean, I have to watch my game while I'm at work, so I get it.
I would have gladly worked when I watched my game over being at this children's birthday party, literally exactly when this game starts till exactly when it ends. So that'll be fun. But obviously, as a father, I have to put my full focus and attention into my son's birthday, turning 5. So there you go. But when it comes to this game, Casino, the 12-5 49ers at 11-6 Eagles, the question is very simple. Who you got?
I'm going to go with the Eagles here on this one. And mainly it's because San Fran does not have a defense, right? We know the Eagles, they have a defense, they have an offense. It's whether they play a full game or not. San Fran just does not have a defense. They got 3 players. They have exactly 3 players worth the damn. Purdy, McCaffrey, Kittle. That's it. I mean, you have a couple decent players here and there, but I would you give me a top 10 list of players playing in this game. You got 3 going to San Fran. The rest are coming from the Eagles. So yeah, I'm going to pick the Eagles in this. They're playing at home. That's a lot of travel. A lot of travel for the 49ers. And, I mean, they've had a great season. The Niners have a good season. Could I see them upsetting the Eagles? Yeah, because the Eagles might come out and instead of not playing for a half, they might not play for 3 quarters, and that won't get the job done. But if I feel like if they play for at least a half a football game at all cylinders, which they can do, and they've done most of the season for half a game, this team is arguably the best team in the league and could go win another Super Bowl. They just got to click. They got to click. They got to play a full 60 goddamn minutes of football, and I just don't know if they can.
Yeah, this comes down to, again, the best and worst this offense for the Eagles have looked both happened in that Bills game. When they played the offense they did in that first half of the Bills game, it was like, finally, been waiting 18 weeks for this. Or 17 weeks. They finally clicked. Eagles figured it out. Their play calling. I don't know who's calling the plays. I don't know who's doing it in. Is it Sirianni? Is it Petula? Is it the guy from Bowling Green? I don't care who it is. They finally
that's a
quit.
crazy story.
And then what is it? I'm texting my Eagles friends. I'm texting everybody, just being like, "This team's going back to the Super Bowl. It's over." And then all of a sudden, halftime happened. They came out. They
I have the text thread to prove it.
yeah, they do, I believe, 6 yards in the second half of that Bills game, and then they sit every single starter except for Devontae Smith, who caught like 3 catches to get over 1,000 yards in that Commanders game. And the offense, again, everybody was saying, "Oh, well, Jalen Hurts is the problem. It's the system. You put Tanner McKee in the system, he's going to light it up." They had Tanner McKee throw 40 times in that Commanders game, and he looked like one of the worst players on the field. So turns out it's not Tanner McKee. It turns out it is Jalen Hurts just having to overcome.
For all those of you that are returning to the show and listening, this is what I get. I just get Eagle stuff.
Oh, okay. Let's listen to you talk about the third string guy from the Patriots missing and how that's fucked up the run game for 20 minutes.
But third string guy, my ass. But they're on. They need to get their starters back.
So when it comes to the Eagles, again,
hey, I'm just excited that I haven't been able to talk about my Pats I have not been excited about my team for a while, right? Okay? Just give me this. Give me this, okay? Give me this.
But yeah, no, I'm glad you're excited. And it's so funny that Eagles fans are like, "Yeah, this team's probably going to win the Super Bowl, but I hate them." And that's how pretty much every Eagles fan, including myself, is. I told you last year that was my favorite version of an Eagles team I'd ever watched. It was fun to watch. It was fun to be an Eagles fan last year. This year, it's like polar opposite. It's same guys, and every game is just a struggle and just brutal. That being said, I do think, again, the Eagles defense has been the best defense in the league since they've gotten back from the bye week. Their offense is abysmal, but again, the 49ers just came off a game against a worse defense in the Seattle Seahawks defense. Not much worse, but I mean, statistically worse than what the Eagles defense has been since the bye week. So, and they just completely shut this offense down. I really feel like if you stop Christian McCaffrey from just being a factor in the game, which the Seahawks did, which I think will be the mindset of Vic Fangio, I don't know how this 49ers team scores points. Again, Hurts, the whole offense, everybody is rested. Lane Johnson apparently won't be back for this game, but again, the Eagles have gotten used to with playing without Lane Johnson for the past 2 months, where they've had some of their biggest victories, also some of their worst defeats. So anything in this game outside of a 49ers blowing out the Eagles would not surprise me. If the Eagles win a rock fight, I wouldn't be surprised. They lose a rock fight, wouldn't be surprised. When they're up 21-0 at halftime and then lose that game somehow, wouldn't be surprised. Again, outside of a 49ers just complete domination blowout, no other outcome would surprise me. So reverse jinx died a long time ago for this game, or for this team. I'm picking my Eagles. I think it's going to be like every Eagles game. It's going to be ugly. People are going to be complaining about it. It's going to be a defensive battle, and I'll take the better defense because, again, like Casino said, 49ers defense is just awful. Their defense is bad. They are right now, they're the 20th defense in the league. They're averaging giving up 340 yards a game and 44 touchdowns on the season. So again, Eagles defense has given up 34 touchdowns on the season. 49ers have given up 10 more. So I am picking my Eagles. But again, no outcome would shock me. Now, let's move.
Sorry if I'm a little distracted. My son decided to wake up early from his nap, and now he's just having a hoot in my room. So.
Well, we are on to our last game, Casino, and he probably woke up because this is, to me, the most fascinating game of the weekend. The game I'm most looking forward to is the 9-7-1 Packers at the 11-6 Chicago Bears. Reports are this is reportedly going to be a snow game as of right now.
Let's go.
Thoughts on this one? Who you got?
Oh man, this was the closest one. I wanted to see what pieces were going to be coming back for the Packers. There's still some pieces that I'm waiting for. I'm leaning Bears currently. So at this time right now, thank you, buddy. This time right now, I am going with the Bears. They're playing at home. That would make them dogs, which is crazy. But as you said, it could be a snow game. Okay. Sorry, got to pretend to drink the drink. It's gonna be a snow game. It's gonna be dirty. It's gonna be nasty. And I don't know. I have no faith in the Bears, but I'm going to pick the Bears because they're playing at home. And with being a snow game, their defense doesn't have to be great. They can just get the turnovers. Get the turnovers. That might be their saving grace, is that it's going to be a nasty game. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I got. I'm excited for this game so much because I've talked about my Bears coworker plenty on this podcast, who's from Chicago. But I have a lot of friends that are Packers fans that he knows as well that are in the same industry as us. And they've been going back and forth, and it's been really fun watching two of my really good friends absolutely just go after each other. And I love every second of it. And again, they're friends too, and they'll be just fine after all this. But it's almost like when the Patriots played the Eagles in that Super Bowl, and you and I had a really tough time, and we were going back and forth like weeks leading up to this.
Yeah.
And then we didn't talk for about 2 weeks after the Super Bowl. My doing with just my
You're making this sound like it was a mutual thing. It was you being a little baby on both sides of this discussion. I didn't give a shit. I was nervous.
Your team won. Your team won.
But even beforehand, I didn't care. But
no, beforehand we were having a good time. Like what I'm saying, like beforehand, we were having a good time. We were talking about our teams, whatnot. They're being a little more aggressive on it, but I can see both these friends of mine needing time away from each other after this game, and I'm really excited about it. I really hope. Luckily, my coworker does not work during this game. He's very happy that the schedule came out and it's on a Saturday. He's off Saturdays. He was like, we have a very popular Packers bar here in town, and he was like, yeah, I'll probably go there. And I'm like, you're gonna go there as a Bears fan and go watch that game? He's like, I'll probably just stand outside, smoke a cigarette, and wait for them to come out after the loss. And I was like, damn, that's brutal. I like it. Let's go.
So now, if we remember correctly, the last time these two teams played was that overtime game where the Bears won, but that was Malik Willis. The last time that Caleb Williams and Jordan Love have played each other, Jordan Love won, but that game was in Green Bay. So in this game, the factor is going to be that Jordan Love has not played in Chicago against Caleb Williams, because obviously that was Malik Willis. And even in that game, again, Malik Willis, if I remember correctly, had like an 80% completion percentage.
Yeah, he played really damn good.
He played great. So now with the Bears, much like the Eagles, the Bears just decide to wait 3 quarters before they decide they need to start playing any type of offense. And the issue with that is I think this Packers team is good enough to score a bunch of points before the fourth quarter, because again, if you get to the fourth
quarter, snow game though, in a nasty ball game, I don't know.
Again, they have Josh Jacobs. They have a good running game. Go ahead.
You have a good running game in the snow. It's slippery. It's going to be different. It is going to be different. And a team that leads the NFL in turnovers with the Bears, I think that might show up. Because again, that defense is nothing unless they turn over the ball. And in a bad game, in a bad weather game, that's when you see the most turnovers, are those kind of games. Snow, rain, whatever it may be. And I think that's going to be the deciding factor. I think it is going to be at least a 2 turnover game for the in favor of the Bears, and go from there. Okay.
The Packers right now have the 12th best total defense in the league. The Bears have the 29th. So again, Bears have a bottom 4 defense in this league and are so turnover dependent. It basically is all their defense does to win games, which is if the Bears win the turnover battle, they will win the game. That's just how they've been this entire season. The only reason I am picking the Packers and not the Bears is because every year we see good teams go into the playoffs with bad defenses, and those bad defenses are exposed and cost them games. Like, defense wins championships is the saying and the cliche for a reason, because it's true. Like, bad defenses do not win championships, and that's the reason we never see teams with bad defenses even get to the Super Bowl.
Well, I'm not saying they're going to the Super Bowl, but I'm saying they could win this wild card game in a bad weather game. There's a difference.
No, I don't disagree, because the Bears also have the top 3 rushing offense in the entire NFL. So again, with Swift, with what Caleb Williams can do with his legs, with Magongwe, or however you say his last name, their rushing offense is good. And again, in a game where passing is going to be hard, you want the team that can run the ball better. So I'm saying, by all metrics, the Bears should win this game. For some reason, maybe it's just my Eagles fandom, where I'm saying if the Bears win, then that debate of going for the 2nd seed wouldn't matter. So I am picking the Packers, and this was going to be my upset, but apparently the Packers are favored, so it's not an upset. So this is really your upset pick, Casino, because you're picking the Bears. So that's it. That's it. That's all we have right there. That was our wild card weekend, which is here. So the only 2 games in college football or in the wild card game we have picked differently is Bears Packers and then Ole Miss Miami. Everything else we were lock and step on. We're picking Indiana to win.
My son is trying to take my microphone.
We're picking the Patriots to win, the Jags to win, the Eagles to win, and the Rams to win.
It's not yours. It's mine.
On that note, we'll get out of here.
Thank you.
This has been the Only Sports Podcast. I'm Will. That's Casino over there. We'll be back Friday with the last version of the power rankings and the last Super Bowl bubble before going into the wild card playoffs. So I'm Will. That's Casino over there. We'll see you Friday. Adios. Oh no, I don't have the intro or exit. There we go. Adios.